Hey guys, hope you all have been well. Welcome back to my channel. Today is haul day. I have a few items in front of me, and then for my Ulta order, which should be here in a couple weeks, I just don't feel the need to have to wait for those items to come in. I'll just do the YouTube magic trick and I'll just post photos of it here. So if you're interested in what my most recent purchases are, I hope you decide to stay tuned. Get into some makeup items. I find that I tend to save my palettes for a lot of my hauls to the very end, but this time around we're gonna do the eyeshadows first. So the first one here is the Mcgrath Mothership 6 Midnight Sun palette. Here is what the palette looks like. I think when it goes on sale it's anywhere from 83 or 85 to about roughly close to $90. I mean, it's still a lot of money, but you're getting a decent deal. You're not going over the $100 threshold. But this was the first one that I picked up, and then when, I forget what was the next sale, it might have been Mother's Day. I forgot. But I ended up getting the other palette that I wanted, and now my Mcgrath collection is complete. There are no other Motherships that I'm interested in getting. This is the Mothership 3 Subversive palette 2 weeks ago, or maybe last week. Not really sure with my YouTube upload timeline, but I did do a 4 looks with this one palette. However, out of these two, I really wanted this, but it wasn't on sale, so I had to wait and purchase it at a different time. But this is, oh, I love all of the looks that I came up with. I've been loving every single video that I've done using my Mcgrath palettes. I love them so much. My only gripe is that they're so expensive. I would much rather they just come in the Celestial Divinity packaging and then they just print these on the cardboard. But those are my Mcgrath palettes. I am complete. However, last night, a little bit of a side story here. Last night, the Divine blushes, I forget what they're called, Divine something blushes. Her first line of blushes came out last night. I signed up for the VIP early access, which is just an hour early than everyone else. I think it's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but here it was 11 o'clock at night. I knew which 2 blushes I wanted, so I added it and I just added it because I'm scared that I would lose out on trying the blushes the first launch. It's rare that I get the opportunity, so I don't, snagged it up. Next eyeshadow palette, I got my hands on it, guys. I think I mentioned it when I first received it because I played with it on camera. I might have done a look, but I did end up getting my hands on the Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize eyeshadow palette from Charlotte Tilbury after trying out the Instant Eye Pillow Talk palette. In love. I'm in love. I might just be collecting these because they're really good quality, and the more that I looked at the color story of this palette, the more I was intrigued. So this is what we have here. So we have browns and kind of goldy champagnes, reds and pinks, these purpley kind of shifty colors, and then these kind of like brownish green shades. It's a really unique combination, and I've been loving the looks that I've been coming out with. Daytime, smoky, colorful looks with the reds and the purple, and then just that grungy hint at the end. Really, really good palette, and I ended up getting this on Beautylish when I found out they were able to ship to me. So my next eyeshadow purchase will probably be a Natasha Denona palette. I'm tossing between Biba or the Glam palette. My heart wants Biba more, but I don't want to pay for it. It's like Mcgrath expensive, and I wait for Mcgrath to go on sale, and I rarely see Natasha Denona go on sale unless it's like the Sephora VIP sale, which Sephora doesn't ship to me. So okay, so ship to blush, not yet. Okay, because I'm gonna swatch blush. I'm gonna do one of these. I'm gonna be a YouTuber. Before that though, I ended up purchasing a Wayne Goss product. I thought it would end up being like his brushes, but BK Beauty reached out to me and I got a whole bunch of brushes. I think I got their entire collection, so I'm good on brushes, and they are amazing. They're so amazing. Shout out to BK Beauty. Your brushes, chef's kiss. They are so soft. But anyways, We're talking about Wayne Goss. This is his Radiance Boosting Face Palette, Bronze and Sculpt. This is actually the first time I'm opening this. Ooh, I like that color. This bronzing shade is very neutral, which is awesome. That's how I prefer my bronzers to be if I have the choice. And then this one has a bit of shimmer to it, maybe a little bit more than the Laguna, but in terms of shades, they look similar. So let's swatch this. So here is the matte bronzer, and then these are really soft, very nice to blend out. Yeah, this looks like Laguna. The shimmer in it isn't very strong, which is great because I have textured skin, and it does show up on me, which is nice. I ended up getting the shade Bronze Glow and Medium Taupe, and I think I definitely went with a really good shade. Now, the more I look at it, the matte powder is definitely a cool tone powder. I'm not really against that, even if it comes off cooler tone on my skin, because the only other cool tone sculpting powder that I have is from MAC, and it's really dark for me. I think the shade is shadowy, so having this might be a better option for me. So I don't hate it, and it's very soft. So now we're gonna get into the blushes that I have in front of me. So this first one I've already used. I think it was on my Get Ready With Me, my most recent one, and this is the Bobbi Brown blush in Clementine. I love that name. Isn't that so pretty? I think my brother played like a Walking Dead game when I visited him, and the girl's name was Clementine. This is the shade here. Oh, look at that pinky peach corally color. It's really pigmented on the skin, but it's easy to blend out, very easy to work with. And this is a tiny size blush, but I wish all blushes came in this size. I think blushes should come in smaller packaging with less product, and we just pay less. It's so hard to finish blush. For me, bronzer makes sense because you use it like all over the face, powder all over the face, but highlighter and blush, no, it's so hard to finish. But who knows, maybe with the trend of like blush everywhere, which I love, maybe we'll get through some more of our blush. I'm not gonna say all of it because I doubt that's the case. The Jouer, my first Jouer product, this is their blush Bouquet. This is the mini. I was thinking of getting a full-size compact, but it didn't make sense because these come with two different blushes. So two full big size pans of blush. So I ended up getting this mini in rose gold. So I'm going to take this first shade here in rose petal, and it's a shimmery shade. Ooh, it's a nice formula, a little bit powdery. Kind of looks like Orgasm. You know, that shade that NARS keeps pushing, like people really care about Orgasm. So here is the first shade. That is stunning. This shade is light. It's kind of like a bubblegum pink on me. See, I'm having to go back in. So right down here, this bubblegum pink shade. I think this might be a good base, like when I use pink blush and I want to blow it out, I can put this like as a heavier base and then apply like a medium pink on top. I find myself a lot more frequently using multiple blushes, and I would do that step where I blow out a lighter color and then pop something a bit darker on the center. Next up, and the last one that I have physically with me, is the Natasha Denona Blush Duo, and I got it in Tutu and Neutral Beige. Is it Tutu? Palette number 7. Just being honest with you guys off the bat, I'm not a fan of this packaging. It looks a little, it doesn't look cheap, but it looks like it's for kids. So here is the one that I got. I really love the depth of this blush, and I saw someone, I forget whose video it was, they had used this blush in the tutorial that they were doing. I'm like, what? This lighter powder probably will not show up on me. I really bought it for this color. And yeah, I mean, what is that gonna do on my skin tone? But this is more pressed in compared to the Jouer one or even the Bobbi Brown one. Look at that. Oh, Natasha, why don't you do these in singles? Just wondering. But that blush, I'm all about it. all about it. I just noticed when Ulta sends you the internet receipt, they don't list what products you bought. I mean, it shows you the item, but not exactly like what shade. All right, here we go. Here we go. The Persona Super Blush in Terracotta, and it is described as a warm, earthy neutral. Might even be the same shade as that Natasha Denona blush, but I mean, I finally got my hands on an e.l.f. Putty blush, and I got it in Turks and Caicos. It's a cream blush that I don't think I have a shade like. I mean, I really only have 3 cream blushes at this point. So I got that one, and I also picked up the CoverFX Monochromatic Blush Duo. Finally, but I got this in Soft Peach. I almost got Wild Honey, but since I got the Persona one, was it Wild Honey? Warm Honey. But that shade, I almost got it, but when I saw the Persona blush, I decided just to go with Soft Peach. Next up, we have a brush. Before you say anything, I actually purchased this brush before I was contacted by BK Beauty, so I don't need it, but it is the Putty blush brush. It might be a good thing. Maybe I can just use it for cream products, but I already have a brush that could just, whatever. I'm making excuses at this point. But it was $3.26. So lastly, I got the Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Blush, and I got it in Blushing Berry, which is like a deep reddish shade, and that I know for sure I don't have in my collection. After this though, I don't know if I should have purchased it because it doesn't look like the formula that I personally like with cream blushes. It looks more of that balmy type thing, and I'm not into it. But if anything, if I don't end up liking it, I can just give it to someone, you know. So that is it. So a whole bunch of blushes and a couple eyeshadow palettes, and then Wayne Goss. But thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. I hope you enjoyed just, you know, sharing some bits and bobs. Is that how bits and bobs? If you guys are interested in this makeup look here, I went very glam. It wasn't my intention, it just happened. I was thinking like, I'm gonna do like a light summery look, and then my eyes just kept getting darker and darker. But I am very proud of my makeup look. But if you are interested in the makeup look, this one right here, please be sure to check me out on Instagram. It'll be the first link in the description box down below, where I post a photo of all my makeup looks along with all the products in the caption. Till the next video, I hope you all are doing well, taking great care of yourselves. I will see you all next time. Bye guys.